What's the motherfucking deal, man? I got my mask. Rona got me. They took my mask. Now, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I hope all of you wonderful people are A-OK, having a great day. And I know you're like, Honcho, what the fuck? It's not 9 o'clock or 9:03 or whatever the fuck time you generally show up in the evenings. But, yes, we are going to bring back, at least for the foreseeable future, the day dens. And the reason why is because I know a lot of people are starting to get put on lock, having to work from home and, things of that nature. So I said, the least we can do is maybe have a little day entertainment. Maybe hopefully we can brighten up our days. The community is pleasantly toxic, right? I guess, once you get comfortable, you're pleasantly toxic. But again, I welcome all of you, and I thank all of you for being here. Again, this is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why this is the best conversation on the internet is because you wonderful people, each and every one of you who make this community what it is. If you want to follow and get notified, because I know YouTube has been having some issues with the notifications, Ed Honcho HTX on Twitter, Ed Honcho HTX on the gram, then show live on Facebook. All the links you need are in the description below to, like I said, become a part of it. Come join the Facebook, and then make sure you join the Discord. The Discord is extremely interesting. And as we do in the evenings, we'll probably, I'll probably go live in the Discord for a little bit after the stream is over with. So, I guess keep that going. So, again, we're gonna see who we got joining us this evening, and or it's afternoon. It feels weird, right? Afternoon. Cultured, Don of the Discord in the building. Jen Smith, how are you doing, Miss Jen? I agree. I think that people are having some issues with the notifications. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I know YouTube has said some stuff with, I don't know if they have staff working from home, how that whole shit, whatever. And, YouTube says a lot of stuff. Anyway, Miss Grace, how are you doing? The lovely Miss Grace joining us. What's the motherfucking deal? Jason S., how are you, sir? Ladylicious, we got beef. But what's the motherfucking deal, Miss Ladylicious? Yasmin, how are you doing this afternoon, Miss Yasmin? Good to see you. Sweetberry, what's the motherfucking deal? Jack Triple, the motherfucking pimp, what's the motherfucking deal? Yes, exactly. And if you get in the Discord will always notify you when it's going down. So, you got it. You got to figure it out. Bobby Lilly, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you this afternoon? Danny or Dominic, one of you, I don't know who you are. Nikki napping motherfucking Nicole, how are you this afternoon, ma'am? Good to see you. D Nelly, how are you this evening? Or I keep saying I'm so used to doing it. Play as fuck up. I'm so used to doing this in the evening, and so I guess I got to get back acclimated to the day dens. How are you this afternoon, Miss D Nelly? It's good to see you, DeMarkey. I don't care if you're here or not, DeMarkey. DeMarkey, my damn nerve. Not fucking with you, DeMarkey. Good to see you. Keep it a real time, Riley. What's the motherfucking deal? Dolores Law. What's the motherfucking deal? Wise, the wise man in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? And let me see. If I miss you, I did intend to diss you. Let's have a great conversation. It's not a lot to talk about. Places all over the country are getting locked down. And that's a little hot there. I don't know if it's, like I said, I think it's these lights, the way I got them set up. It may be M. Grace. Good to have the whole Grace family joining us this afternoon. So, house arrest. And that's the thing, right? So aren't the people who, and I had a little legal situation not that long ago, but aren't the people who are having legal situations who may have been put on, like they're winning right now, right? Because, everybody has to basically be on house arrest at this point. And so it's like nothing. So, they A-okay with it. Yeah, and right now, that's what I say. I was seeing in Houston, and trending on the Twitters. Y'all know I like to be on the Twitters. Pardon me. Yes, I'm eating my fruit. I like to be on the Twitters. And, Houston lockdown is trending. Sylvester Turner said it wasn't going to have it. Oh, we ain't finna do that. And the next thing you know, lockdown. I got beef with Turner. I have beef with Sylvester Turner ever since he gave Cardi B a day in Houston. Me and him ain't been on good terms since then. You know what I mean? So I can't trust that nigga. But Olympics getting postponed. All the sports are canceled. football needs to be canceled. I wish football would have got canceled. We wouldn't have had the bad news that we have here in Houston anyway. So again, like I say, it's. I mean, oh man, that's terrible too. Like, so I got to look on that because I'm not gonna lie. I told you I went and ate some Asian food yesterday, and they were giving away free tissue, right? They were giving up to like 4 rolls. If I guess you went in order, like you came in and picked it up, they were giving away tissue. They had like a whole wall full of tissues. So I was like, let's say player, let me get a little of that. You know what I'm saying? I know you got some extras. I only took 2. I didn't get too greedy. Maybe I should have been. You never know how drastic this can get. I may need those extra 2 rolls in the long run, but I think I'll be fine. But I want to know today, like I said, we'll open up the line here in a bit. And we're going to take some calls and have some discussion. I want to know how y'all are dealing with it. I want to know how y'all are, handling. And if in your area, if it's been locked down, are there cases in your area? Are there, are there, like how are you handling it? Like, what are your plans? What are your intentions as far as if this thing does drag out? If it's only a couple of weeks, if it drags out to multiple weeks, let me know your thoughts. Shenanigans, shame on you. How do you plan to grow from this? You know what I'm saying? And yes, I do want to talk about the stimulus bill also. I want to know your thoughts on that. And I've seen people on different sides and saying, oh, well, the Democrats didn't want to go ahead with it. And we already know they kind of included the abortion bill, and they tried to stuff some other things in there. Now they're saying it's not offering enough worker protection. They don't want the corporate bailout. I look at it like this, right? This is just my opinion. Well, if it doesn't happen, these people don't have a job anyway, right? And then another thing that's going to happen from this, I think a lot of businesses are going to be looking towards automation. I mean, it's already a thing that's been trending. I heard Yang Gang talking about it a while back, but that's been something that's been on the rise for quite some time. So automation is going to be something that is going to be, I think, implemented a lot sooner than later. Because guess what? Machines don't get sick. So you can still continue to produce at a cheaper price. It's probably more efficient, So a lot of jobs that are, less skilled and that can be automated, I expect that to happen real soon, unfortunately, to avoid more situations like this. So, y'all are essential. And that's another thing, essential workers. Marquise, what's the motherfucking deal? Lasha, what's the motherfucking deal? The sports goat T Jackson, what's the motherfucking deal? Rob Meyer, what's the motherfucking deal, Rob? Always good to see Rob, man. So, who cares, Danny? Who cares about soft sports right now, right? Other than if it wasn't for the people, if it wasn't for the South Nation, I really honestly wouldn't give a damn. Houston is a terrible sports place right now. But that's what I mean. It's like it's impacting all aspects of the society. It's impacting all aspects of society, and exactly right. And it's so people are hurting, people are upset. Some people are against the stimulus as a whole. Some people say it should be more. Again, we were talking about. I don't know if we were talking. I don't think we were talking about that on the live. I think it might have been in the Discord over the weekend at some point. I think it was McConnell had a plan, and he was saying that people who made more money should have gotten more of a stimulus than the people who made less money. People were complaining about that, but I don't necessarily have a problem with that because people who make more money probably have more bills, don't you think? So I would say that I don't see anything wrong with that. If you make more money, you probably give more. You probably pay more taxes. You know what I'm saying? So, oh Yasmin, you ain't gonna make it. You already out there. They gonna hit you with a VI charge, virtually intoxicated. So yeah, and it's very interesting. And the way that this has become a worldwide thing, this whole SARS remix, if you will. You know what I'm saying? This is the remix. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna open up the lines here in just a second, and make sure. Let me jot those things down. I'm trying to get back on my. Y'all remember? If y'all been in the den for a while, y'all knew when I used to be in the garage, I used to take notes on everything. I'm trying to get back into that habit. So, I want to make sure that I do that so I can cover topics, and because I forget a lot of stuff. Like now, because we talk about a lot of different things, and so I want to make sure I cover everything that I say I'm gonna speak on. And sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 calls deep, and I'll tell y'all, hey, I wanted to make sure I spoke on something, and then I forget about it. Also, I'm going to be utilizing the hold feature a bit more. So when I take calls, so that way, so I can kind of finish some points, and I don't have people just kind of sitting there waiting, feeling awkward or anything. So if your phone call gets answered and you're put on hold for a second, just understand that that's what it is. You're not going to be on hold for very long. I may just be having a point that I'm finishing after another call, and I want to make sure that it gets fully expressed, so that you know what I'm saying. No, I'm not on D Live. I'm not on D Live, and I've been culture to suggest that multiple times. Like I said, I had the little situation, so I really do need to look into that much more seriously. Now, let me jot that down. But the thing you have with especially with dealing with different platforms, YouTube is very easy and convenient for a lot of people, and getting people to transfer to different platforms. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, there's a hold on the stimulus. Like I said, it's not shaking. Again, like I said, but the way I look at it is, you either make it happen, and if companies, because there's some in a clause that they can get the bailouts and still fire people and things like that, or some people are gonna lose their jobs if that's like a possibility of happening. Probably not necessarily likely. It's a possibility of happening. And then, or you could just not give anybody anything, and more than likely they're going to lose their jobs anyway. So that's kind of how I feel about it. And so yeah, and that's the crazy shit, because they did promote it so much of what's happening. It's coming. The whole country got excited, and then only for letdown and disappointment. You're gonna get fired anyway, Kenneth. So it's no big deal either way. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. Like I say, we gotta laugh to keep from being upset in these trying times. So, man, we just gonna have a good old time. You know how we do in the den. Aside from that, let us. Do I think it's bad as they say it is? No, I don't necessarily think it is. But I think there are some things that we may not be being told about this virus, and the impact that it's having on certain communities more so than others. And again, because if they say, hey, well, you're less likely to get it if you're in this situation. Like at first they were saying, the youth were less likely to get it. So the youth went out and ran to the beaches, and they went and partied all in Miami, and they contracted all kind of STDs and SARS and all that other stuff, whatever other, the the flu Manchu and all that shit. And they took it back home. You feel me? And so now they spread it wherever they've come from. And it's usually a lot of people in remote areas or college towns or wherever they go, and then now they've gone and brought it back. So it is what it is. Hit that like button, man. If you haven't hit that like button, we greatly appreciate it. If you do hit the like button, let YouTube know that you do enjoy the content on the ghetto side of YouTube. So, Wink, what's the motherfucking deal? So, like I said, stimulus, and like I said, there's both sides. And some people say, well, the Republicans they're not putting enough wording, they're not putting enough language to protect the people. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how it is. I want to know what your thoughts are. Let me see. It was, like I say, it was the stimulus that I want to talk about. I mentioned something else. I forgot. It'll all come back to me. Let's get the lines open. Give me 1 second, and let us discuss it. Speaking of NBA, let's let's talk about something, right? Fellas, ladies, whoever, right? You may be in a situation, right? Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal? You may be in a situation with a significant other, and you may enjoy the things that they do for you in the bedroom. Don't post that shit on your gram. Did y'all see? I don't even know who Jamal Murray is, honestly. But he was trending, and He was trending, and some of you may know why. And you're like, why is an NBA player trending when there is no NBA in action? So, well, you may or may not have it figured it out by now from my little segue. Uh, Jamal Murray, I guess that's his chick or whatever, posted his old lady or some lady performing the fellatio services, and he posted that on his gram like that was a good idea, and then apologized. It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Fucking crazy. Throwing your reputation on the last string. Were we? We probably were. Professor Trilogist, it just is what it is, you know. I told him that you were not a top-notch truck driver. I didn't trust your truck driving skills. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this afternoon?
What's going on, Hunter? This is boy Man Up here.
Man up, man. It's been a minute, man up. How you doing, man up?
I can't complain. You know, been trying to get shit taken care of. That's all, man.
Really?
How you been?
Man, no complaints, man. Life is good. I ain't got that Rona yet, so I'm just gonna keep on trucking.
Hey, that's okay. Man, I was calling, man. I'm pretty sure you heard these. What I'm pretty ready to say right now. Pretty sure you heard this before, but I just think, you know, this whole coronavirus thing. I get it. You know, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to catch anything, so I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that I don't understand is people's reaction behind this, man. I don't understand, you know, going to the stores and buying up shit, you know what I'm saying? Making it hard for those who can barely afford, who can, you know, barely do this and do that. Make it hard for them to get when you buying everything. I'm seeing on the news, people got their whole goddamn garage and basement full of tissue, Clorox wipes and all that stuff. It's like, really? It's like, you know, you can still catch stuff no matter how safe you're trying to be. You can still catch anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you buying all this is not going to help. You know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is just try to wash your hands here and there, you know, like with stuff you're already supposed to be doing in the first place.
Correct.
But I just think people's reaction behind this is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I took my daughter to Walmart. Matter of fact, it was on Friday. I took her to Walmart. I said, I want you to look at something. I said, before I let you see this, I want you to know that your reactions behind stuff can affect other people. Mm. And when I took her to Walmart and she looked around, she was like, Dad, it looked like I'm in a whole other world. I've never seen Walmart this empty before. I was like, yeah, it's strange. I go in there to buy some beard shampoo for my beard, and I'm like, I look, man, I'm in shelves and shelves and shelves of everything. It's empty.
I got a question for you real quick, man. I hate to cut you off. Because you recommended some beard stuff before. Y'all know I got a weak-ass facial hair game. What was the stuff that you had named? I wrote on a piece of paper and I lost a piece of paper. What was it that you had recommended before?
Oh, it's called Art of Shaving.
Art of Shaving. Okay, appreciate that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Right. Nah, yeah, they got some good shampoo and some good conditioner for your beard.
Okay, all right. Appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And so you was in the Wally world and you said it was looking real desolate.
Yeah, and my wife went, you know, to go to Walmart to get some of her lady stuff, you know, her feminine stuff, or, you know, I don't know what you want to call it, but try and be PG here. Yeah. And couldn't even get none of that. I'm like, really? Wow. I mean, we had to go to 4 different Walmarts before we finally found some. I'm like, wow. I mean, we still have to go to work, but because we part of that, we work for some of those delivery companies that have to still work. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, it's like, I don't get it. You know, you got the flu out here that's been killing people way before this, you know, and you got, I know you remember the West Nile virus.
Yes. You
know, mosquitoes was carrying that shit.
Yeah.
I know you remember swine flu, H1N1, all these other crazy stuff that all of a sudden just came out and now you don't hear nothing about it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, I get it. I don't want to get sick either. Nobody does. But at the end of the day, your reaction to this stuff says a lot.
Correct.
And that tells me right there, you have no faith in humanity at all. Mm. You have, soon somebody says something, you just not you in particular, but I'm just saying people are just quick to just jump to fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really? I mean, and then people are doing stuff that they should have been doing in the first place.
Correct.
So it's like I don't get it, but it is what it is, man. I just think that I don't know. I just think people are just blowing themselves out of proportion. You know what I'm saying? So one of these days, I think people are gonna look back and be like, "What the hell was I thinking?" But yeah, that's all I got, man. You got anything for me?
So were you really able to? I mean, I know you said you had to go a few places to get what you want, but as far as overall, needs or general things, do you think that you're good for a while, just in case? I mean, and how are they handling, in your area? Are they trying to lock stuff down? I mean, how are they responding to the situation?
Yeah, they have locked certain things down. First, they locked down a lot of bars, a lot of pool halls, which I hate to lock down the pool halls because I can't go to pool like I like to.
Yeah.
They locked down some restaurants. So it ain't fully locked down, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm part of that circle that still has to go to work because I work for some of these delivery companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have, until they fully shut it down, I still have to go to work.
Okay. All right. Well, keep yourself safe out there. Have you been wearing, I guess you could say PPE or protective, wearing the mask or the gloves? Are you keeping up on hand sanitizer, or are you still just kind of doing your regular routine?
Man, that's been my routine since I was in my 20s.
Okay.
I've been doing stuff like that.
Ahead of the game.
That's my whole point. You see what I'm saying? I've been doing shit like that. I've been having Clorox wiping shit down. I don't like to touch doorknob handles, like when you go into like restaurants or wherever.
Yeah.
I don't like to touch certain things. I've been doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my whole point.
Okay.
It's like this is stuff you should have been doing.
Okay.
It shouldn't take this kind of epidemic for you to be scared now and to all of a sudden doing it.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's like I don't get it, but
I agree. Okay. Well, man, Mr. Man Up, like I say, it's been a minute, and it's good to hear from you. If you get some availability, you holler at me. You let me know. I know I'm bad with checking my messages, but we gotta since everything is back in action and back in order, we got to get us some den action going again soon, like the old days, man. It's been a while.
I'll let you know, man. Pretty sure it'll probably be this weekend, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know, man. Like I said, I'll be looking forward to it. We'll figure it out one way or the other.
All right, then. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. Stay safe out there.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Man Up, man. Been a minute since we heard from Mr. Man Up, and it's good to hear from him, knowing everything is all good. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Or afternoon, goddamn, same shit. Who we got on the line, man? Wink, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind?
Peekaboo, you. Fuck you. What's going down, man?
Oh, man, cooler, man. So you said you was, I think I see the check. You said you in the airport, huh?
Yeah, I'm at the airport right now.
Man, how's that scene looking right now?
Nigga, that hoe dead. Like the airport where I live in North Carolina, nigga, that hoe really be dead for the most part anyway, because it's a small airport. When I landed in Atlanta like 2 hours ago, nigga, that shit was just dead, nigga. Like, you remember how that town looked on Jeepers Creepers, nigga, and how nobody was on the road except for that nigga? Like, that's how it was. Like, I was surprised, like, a few places was up. Now, it was some people there, but nigga, I ain't never seen that much space in no Atlanta airport ever in my life. The airport I'm at right now, before my partner land here, so we can go ahead head to the hotel so we can go to work tomorrow. Bro, this motherfucking place, it's dead too.
Yeah.
like when I'm telling you, you could just sit in first class just to do it. Like, you didn't have to buy no ticket or nothing, nigga. It's like, it didn't matter, bro. Ain't nobody arguing over no seat.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, motherfuckers got their mask on. I had my shit on, when I got on the first flight. I had that shit on when I hopped on the plane, because motherfuckers started coughing. I was like, no, sir. But outside of that, I've been washing my hands like a motherfucker. Yeah, there's a bunch of nasty motherfuckers out here, man.
Okay. So I mean, how has it altered your lifestyle as a whole since this stuff has been kind of going on?
Bro,
And how are they handling it back home? Are they shutting a lot of shit down?
Bro, it ain't all this shit, bro. My family, bro. My kids already homeschooled. Y'all been doing that shit, so that shit ain't bothering them at all. They still going outside. Well, Chuck E. Cheese and shit shut down now, so they can't go to no Chuck E. Cheese and no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them around these little dirty ass monsters. You know, I said, that, at the fucking Sonic or something like that, because motherfuckers be hacking all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Little filthy ass, snotty nose ass kids. My kids only get sick when they around other kids, and it's always they cousins who get them sick. But like, as far as that, I mean, wifey, she kind of like on like a little furlough right now, but they ended up paying her and shit like that. So shit, she get to do what she was already doing, just stay home, homeschool the kids, chill the fuck out, get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm back on the road now, so the shit really don't affect nothing. As long as I'm working, I could really care less. Because I know they ain't shutting down no government contracts, because niggas done all. They not finna let no millions, no billions of dollars walk away like that. Shit, I put my mask on.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, this shit ain't slowed up nothing. If anything, I'm looking at these other motherfuckers. I'm seeing all these posts from motherfuckers who got kids, and I'm like, their kids is aggravating the hell out of them, but you love them though. How the hell you love them, but they aggravating you? Bro, you at home now, so what?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I can say that's really bad about it is people that like they jobs not paying them. Outside of that, everything else, like if you at the crib, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
Like I seen a video with Cardi B yesterday, and this bitch like, oh, she want to get dressed and she want to go out, bitch. You go out enough, you get harassed enough out in the streets. Bitch, chill out. Don't you got a newborn baby at the crib? Like, worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's the parent in me. I guess I'm different from some people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling nobody how or what they should do, but it would seem to me the priority would be your son. Oh, I mean, your newborn child. I mean, learn that.
You know that ain't nothing but press. Them celebrities, they don't care about them damn kids. They just press when they have them, then they put them in somebody else. They pay somebody else to care for them, and they get a little photo shoot with them, make them look good. They don't really care.
Exactly, bro. They doing that shit for Instagram likes just so they can say, oh, somebody's saying, but as soon as you get off camera, they're like, oh, get this little sticky motherfucker away from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She look like she'll do some goofy shit like that, but coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? She got all these memes now. She should just be living that shit up and just be on Instagram just looking at all the motherfucking videos, the creativity that people coming up with. It seems people way more creative sitting at home finding out some shit to do than they ever did before when they was out. So at the end of the day, it ain't all bad. I just seen a nigga real talk, bro, on World Star. Like he lives in some complex. A chick live in a building like across the street or some shit like that. Yeah. He saw her sitting on the roof. He was waving at her and shit. She waved back. This nigga wrote a note. He had a drone. This nigga wrote a note. Wielded that bitch over there to her. She picked that bitch up, called that boy Natty. Now he's finna smash. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. That's talent right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that if you ain't at the crib.
He gonna get that cross country corona.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that just mean be the woman of his dreams or something. He met this bitch over a drone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But, the niggas better catch up on their movie game. Whatever you ain't been able to watch, you might as well watch it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Or it would behoove people to go ahead and call their damn, if you own a car, you got car payment, then you better call your motherfucking bank. That shit live. We called my bank. They was like, you ain't got to make no payment till damn near May. I was like, A1. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saving money. So nigga, thank you, coronavirus. I mean, you helping me out, if anything. For real, nigga. Niggas ain't going to be in my way. I can get my work done, no problem. Ain't nobody going to be asking me no questions. None of that shit. So it's got its cons and its pros, but it's got... outside of death and losing money, I don't think nothing really bad about the shit though.
Okay. So, do you think it's just beginning? Do you think it's gonna get much worse? Do you think that is, that's why they're trending to shutting more and more shit down? Do you think there's something they know that they're not telling the general public?
Well, shit could have been way more minimized here than anything. Like, and I heard some shit over there in China. that they had like 7 million people that was living like close by each other, and I think out of all that 7 million people, they only got like a few hundred cases. You know what I'm saying? So they really minimize that shit from the social distancing and all that little shit that they got going on. But Asians been doing that shit. If anybody who done traveled, you've been to Korea, motherfuckers been wearing masks and doing shit like how they doing now for this corona shit. They've been doing that shit for decades now. Yeah. So that ain't nothing new for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, as far as I see it, you know, you just got a bunch of dirty motherfuckers. You got these nasty motherfuckers, and I hate to say it's white folks doing this shit, but you see these motherfuckers licking. I just seen some stupid motherfucker. He licking the little labels like that show you what the prices are on shit at grocery stores and shit like that. Like what? And he recording himself do that. Like, why in the fuck would you do that?
But this is cloud society. Like, you know, they say it's not impacting all of them, but I hope the young people who do that, because that's a young nigga shit. I hope everybody who do that. I hope they catch corona. I seen a nigga laying on all the fucking packs of meat in the fucking store. Like, just like that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas do anything for attention. It's like, bro, I hope you got the likes that you wanted out of that, because
they lungs deserve to collapse. Like after that, like it ain't nothing live about you licking a toilet seat and putting it online and you looking right at the camera with your eyes open. Like that shit ain't cool. I don't know. You know, it's a bunch of weirdos out of here. Yeah, and I think that's the downside to this, is bringing all the weirdos out now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be right now is a bunch of family time, a bunch of fucking. If you're not fucking, then I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Like, you should be doing a lot of fucking right now. Like, if you're not, you're a loser. Like, I just don't get it. Like,
there's gonna be a bunch of corona babies coming out. It's gonna be little corona, little coronette.
Yeah.
They're gonna all be a bunch of little niggas named Corona when it's all said and done, man.
Yeah, don't run through all your weed, bro. I mean, don't run through all your weed right now. You know, don't run through all your drink. You know, try to don't be throwing parties and inviting motherfuckers over. I mean, if you want to invite somebody over to play spades and shit like that, make sure that nigga got a mask on so you don't want them to cough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? All these push-up challenges and all this other goofy shit they got going on right now. I mean, I don't know, bro. The Discord live though, I will say that. The Discord been super live since the corona shit then popped out.
I hope you know who a particular coach, I didn't even want to say his name in this city. I hope he fuck around and get some corona. But and I mean that.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
If we talking about the same person, I think I know who you talking about, and I think his last name starts with an O and it ends with an N or something like that. I think that's who we talking about.
Yes.
But
yes. So you know, it is what it is. Like I said, that's the only good that can come out of this whole situation. You know, but we'll see how it play out. But wait, man, we got the 10-minute rule actually going on, but I appreciate you calling in, you know, sharing your thoughts, sharing the scene. That's good actually that you was at the airport, so you let us know how that all went down, man. So that's really interesting to hear, man.
Oh, get your tickets now, man. Get your tickets now. If y'all want to motherfucking go on a flight or something like that, as soon as this shit cool down, if you off of motherfucking quarantine or something like that over the next few weeks or something like that, get your tickets now. Them shit's dirt cheap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I've seen niggas getting them $15 tickets, taking $15 flights and shit. But yeah.
All right, then, bro.
All right, that's a bet, Wing, man. Appreciate the call.
Already.
Have a good one. Okay. So the airports is dead. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening? Afternoon.
What up, Honcho? This is Trill.
What's the deal, motherfucking deal, Trill? What's on your mind, man?
Oh, just listening to these callers. Wink stole a lot of my thunder, but that's cool.
Yeah, I know you ain't get on with the usual energy. You know, you got fired. You probably just the energy was just declining the more he was talking. He was just stealing some of your shine there, man.
Nah, I'm just relaxing today. This is my last day off, so I'm just chilling to my capabilities.
Okay.
I'd like to address the things that Man Up was talking about. I don't understand his problem. I don't get it. Look here, people. Y'all know when something hit, it's like if there's a natural disaster coming and everybody gets bottles up all the water and such and such. When you have that much warning and you choose not to heed it, and then once everything is gone, then you finally decide to heed the warning and you have to do without, that's nobody else's fault but your own. The fact that you didn't take yourself to the store, you, your kid, or your wife, didn't go to the store and procure the things that you guys needed, that's all three of y'all fault. Man. Because you chose not to take it seriously. That's all on you, bruh. You could either do it or you can't. Well, I don't understand the craze. Well, look here, the thing is that we were supposed to be under quarantine, possibly. So if you can't go anywhere, how are you going to procure the things that you need? So people went out, and of course they bought in access. But that's what people do. Then he said, well, you don't have no faith in humanity. Are you kidding me? Wink just said you got people licking toilets. You got people licking groceries, bro, that other people have to go and buy. And I'm supposed to have faith in humanity? Absolutely not. And if you have faith in humanity, you're a fucking fool. Ain't no fucking way. I'm not doing it. I just think people are hurting now because they didn't believe it. They took it lightly. Oh, well, they did this with Ebola and it did all. Well, people literally died from the shit. I don't care if you're not scared of it or not. It happened and people died. They lost lives because of it. And it's a probability that it may not be you, but it still can. Are you willing to take that chance? If you are, you can't blame nobody but yourself. This is all on you. But people out there, they go and buy guns. Why you think these people buying guns? That's not going to protect them from the corona. It's going to protect them from people. Correct. Because we don't trust people. So you can't get mad if you like, well, damn, these people out here crazy. I think I'm going to go get a gun, but all the guns bought up and you mad. That's not their fault. That's your fault. You had the same amount of warning as everybody else, but you chose not to do nothing. You can't blame nobody but yourself. Period.
Okay. Yeah, definitely you might, with the ridiculousness going on, people, you want to be strapped. Oh, that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that because of how lax they are getting on crime now because they don't want the essential workers, aka police officers and others, but they don't want them catching corona, dealing with these crimes. So certain places, I think in Dallas, they're not going to pursue any theft charges. Burglary and things like that. So you gonna have to handle up. And so all the people who've been expecting the government to protect them, and again, cops have a tough job, but cops get there after events take place. So you better be on your note. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, Harvey said he has he got the corona, so that might have been the smartest move to make at this time right now because they showing all this laxativity. I don't even think that's a word on people who have the corona. So Harvey said he got it, so they're gonna let him out till they get rid of it, I guess. But I don't think he's getting out. But yeah, but they're they're letting people out of Harris County. We've seen in New York they already got the the PR bonds going crazy. But you've seen another place where they say they're not going to pursue criminals if it's a minor charge and things like this. And I think this is I think that's where it's going to escalate because now you got to look at it. Resources, right now, they're still available. Things are still getting delivered. You can still go out and buy stuff. It may be, your favorite box of cereal might not be there. You know what I'm saying? I can't find no Golden Grams. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they there all day. Don't nobody want
that shit. Honcho, don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it. Don't do it, Honcho.
But I think it should have never been released that the police are going to be more lax on these crimes. Because now people are going to go out and do it. Like, if you tell somebody something, they're going to go do it. Just the same way you see a motherfucker like the licking on the meat and all the other bullshit. That's a terrible pause. But doing all these crazy ass things, and somebody sees that, oh, look, there's some attention going on over here. Let me get some. Or people we live in a monkey see, monkey do society. Nobody thinks for themselves. And so I think once you kind of put that information out there, people are going to go test it. I'm going to go pull a stunt. Because niggas willing to do it even though they know it's illegal. So now they know they ain't going to get pursued or no charges for it. And the longer that it goes, the less likely they're going to be found. Shit, y'all better be strapped. Hold on a second. Niggas going to be out there trying to hit every lick they can. Niggas going to be trying to come up during the corona. So y'all better, that's all I'm going to say is y'all better be on your note. hope you are protected and prepared.
I mean, I don't 100% agree with that policy, but I understand. I understand where they're coming from. I mean, the biggest, that's not as much of a threat as the potential for the virus is.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much moot right there. So I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and that's actually I understand it. But it's almost like free reign. But that's why I think some things are going to escalate from that situation. I think there will be we're going to see some stories in the news, corona related, that not necessarily having directly to do with the virus, but because of some of the collateral effects of what's happening with this and how we're handling the response to it. I think we're going to hear, a lot of crazy stories, especially depending on how long this thing goes on. If it goes on anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 weeks, as some people are trying to project, the longer it goes, the less prepared people are, the less that people have money and access. It's going to get worse and worse, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yes, and there's nothing that we need to discuss, Mr. Man Up. Your point was that when something supposedly happens, whether you believe in it or not, the first thing people do is panic. But that's just your opinion, because you could call it panic, or you can call it trying to survive, going out and get what me and my family need before it's all gone, because you know that, like you said, other people are going to panic. So people's motivation is up for their interpretation. So I understand completely what you're saying. I don't know why you always do that. You think I don't understand your point. I'm just saying I don't agree. That's it.
So being on the road and you've been off the last couple of days and things like that, what has there been a direct effect that you have seen?
None.
Really?
It don't affect me at all. So everybody's saying, "Oh man," because my cousin, she said, "Oh, I bet you got all kind of Lysol in the truck." Yeah, I actually do, but I'm not using it like that. I'm not really that much in contact with people. I'm in this truck by myself. I'm not touching on nobody. I'm not touching on a lot of other stuff that people touch on, because I wear gloves, pretty much when I'm outside the truck. But other than that, I wash my damn hands. And before I use these public toilets that use in the truck stop, I got little Clorox wipes that I've been using since I've been out here. So I'm not doing anything different. I was already doing what the hell I was supposed to do. So I don't really see the big problem. But the more shit that the people go buy off the shelves, the more work for me. So I don't have no problem with it. I got what I need. So, and if I don't understand what the big toilet paper craze is. If you ain't got no toilet paper, you got a shower right next to your toilet. Wash your ass.
Yes, with the.
It's gonna get cleaner than it is with the toilet paper.
Go get a bidet.
Like we said, sometimes it leaves a little, a little reminder.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your bidet. But the bidet craze should take over in America by now. That's why bidet companies should be winning right now.
Yeah, I seen one person. He had one of those shower heads that got the little holder that you could detach and use it. He had that motherfucker taped on the inside. I died. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's just kind of like one of them things. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
If you don't have nothing, you gotta find a fucking way. Don't sit back and complain because everybody else beat you to the punch. Yeah. Handle your fucking business and shut the fuck up about it. There's nothing to complain about. You still alive. You ain't got the corona, so chill the fuck out.
You could be a funky booty ass little boy, and that's on you. But what about traffic? What about traffic? How's traffic?
That's the best part. I can ride through Atlanta damn near rush hour and have very minimal traffic. I fucking love it. I'm glad all you motherfuckers ain't allowed on the road. Keep y'all ass at home. I'm thriving out here. And I'm finna get this check from Trump. So fuck what y'all talking about.
Well, they put it on hold, man. You ain't heard?
Excuse me?
You ain't heard that the Democrats wasn't coming to the table they didn't like the words in the bill, so they put that on hold. They said they wasn't with it. Unless something has changed since
I don't care.
Since I last heard it.
I'm not in need of the check. But if they giving it to me, I'm sure gonna take it. It could be 6 years from now. And if I'm still alive, I'll still take it, but I ain't hurting. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
So unfortunately, there's a lot of people that ain't good, and I feel for you. Yeah. But that's not my problem. Yeah. That's your problem. You should have saved your money or saved up for a rainy day. Again, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You put yourself in that predicament.
Well, that's a bet. That's a bet. Well, man, we got the 10-minute game on. I know we got some folks trying to call in and get in, Professor Trill, but I appreciate the spiel. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts on, the corona situation. And look, we might have to have a debate whenever man. We got to get the debate dens going again. Maybe then you and Man Up can have a discussion.
Why would you do that to him? You know that's going to be a slaughter. Don't do that to your friend Honcho.
Hey, the man might have a point to prove that he feels like you're not seeing eye to eye with. So I want to give him the opportunity to defend himself and let him explain himself thoroughly. So, but we'll
I am not the dad in the chat, Nacho's live stream. Nah, don't do that to me. Trying to make an old joke. But anyway, yeah, go on, let other people call in because I had to wait, so I know how they feel. So y'all stay up.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, Professor True.
All right, Honcho.
Yeah. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this afternoon?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? It's Nacho.
Nacho's live stream. What's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind, man? How you feeling about this whole corona situation, the Kung flu?
I think it's, being, overplayed. And, like you said earlier, I think there's more to it that they're not telling the public, about this, the flu. And I really don't know. And, I'm in Kentucky, man, and you can go to Walmart. I mean, all the shelves are bare. There's absolutely no meat in the stores. There's very few toilet paper left in the store if you could find it. And then I went down the chip aisle, and there's only like 4 or 5 different types of chips that they had left on the shelves. And, all the canned goods, they're all, taken out too. It's crazy. It's like a zombie apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah, that's the wild part about it. That's the wild part. But like I say, I guess it depends because I want to say I went to the store, Saturday, and I intended that I was going to get up early. And it wasn't like I say just hurt for something, but just want to be, well stocked. And ended up actually waking up a little bit later, not getting there till about 9 or 10. And they were just kind of, cautiously letting people in, like in small groups. But for the most part, everything that was needed was there. So are they having trouble, keeping everything stocked? Have you been to multiple places, or was it just that one place you went to that seemed to be having, or you're hearing places or hearing from others that, that they're having a hard time finding things?
No, I've been to several stores, and, like Walmart and Kroger's. They're both the same. I took videos of it, because I was shocked. I've never seen these stores bare, like this. And also, have you seen the video for? It's called Event 201.
I've been hearing people talking about this, but I'm not familiar with what that's all about.
Yeah, you need to just type it in on YouTube. Event 201. It's a Bill Gates foundation that's behind it. And they did a exercise, I think is what it's called, a new pandemic that's going to happen. And it talked about it's going to start in one country. It's real populated. A lot of people are going to get sick, and then it's going to spread around the world. And that's exactly what's happened. And at the end of their little on the highlight reel, if you watch, that's only like 11 minutes. They talk about like 65 million dead. So I believe this is actually their goal, and this was actually planned, in my opinion. I don't believe this happened by accident. I don't believe in a coincidence, but a lot of the stuff they said in that video has actually come out to be true as far as what the news is saying, at least. And then China shut down their internet, which is crazy because, they got control of the narrative. They got to, man, all this is just, getting out of hand. I don't know. What do you, think about this whole thing? And then all these college kids going down and partying and getting that virus plus, other other viruses and stuff. It's probably worse than the flu that's going on right now.
Like I said, again, and depending on what age you are, some of y'all in here are young. Some of us are older and have had experiences. And so when you're young, you think you're invincible. That's why when they were putting kind of the narrative out there that it's only impacting older people, a lot of young people didn't give a damn. A lot of them didn't care. Oh, we've been planning this trip for so long. We need it because school is just so hard. Life is hard, and we need a vacation and we need that spring break. And so they go party. Like I said, they probably definitely brought home some things that are worse than the corona. They'll probably get over the corona. They'll probably spread it, but some of that other stuff, they're gonna have for life. So the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah.
And then so my thing is, like I say, it is what it is, but the China thing is very interesting too, because what are your thoughts? A lot of people are saying, oh, we shouldn't call it the China virus. It shouldn't be related to anything there, even though this is where it has originated. We've seen that's where the most deaths have taken place. We've seen, like you said, how the narrative has been altered there. We see them out there killing house pets and animals. Like I said, and then there's been saying, people saying, oh, it came from the bats and the snakes or whatever else the fuck they were eating over there, and then you got other people saying, oh, it came from a lab.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as far
I
as
mean,
the situation?
Well, originally, from what I heard, and I did some research on it, and I seen some videos. They were translated. Now, I don't know, any Chinese, so if the translations were, real, then what they were saying is it actually come from a lab near a food market, and that's where it started. But now we're hearing something about like bats and these other animals is where it comes from. So, it's hard to say. Plus, China is blaming the U.S. for this.
Yes.
And what doesn't make sense is why would the U.S. do this when our politicians sold off our medicine industry to China? China controls 90% of ingredients for medicine. There's other countries that make, medicines, but they cannot make it without the ingredients from China. And China has 100% control on antibiotics. So China controls the medicine industry. And a lot of people, I think, need to be aware of that because China can weaponize it. There's an article that I seen back in 2014 from China, and is all translated, and there's actually a news report done on it that they said they would try not to weaponize the medicine industry, and that was back in 2014.
So do you think that if and when this whole thing is contained, if you will, or the worst of it blows over, do you think that there's going to be a lasting impact on society here in America and around the world? Like, what do you think the changes are going to be?
Oh, this most definitely, it's going to change our way of life. Because, look at 9/11. That was terrible. But at the same time, it was very odd that this company already had all these scanning machines. They had probably 100,000 of them at least, I would say. Well, 50 to 100,000 of them. And they had them in, these airports, the TSA thing, within, I think a couple of weeks after 9/11 happened. And that changed our way of life, how we can move around. This right here, with the quarantine and all that going on, it's definitely going to change, my opinion, how Americans are going to, move forward. I believe there's going to be probably new policies put in place, and there's going to be new laws they're also going to add, in place, because right now, I believe we're in like a martial law light, because they're closing down places, telling you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't be in this, have this many people in this area, so our rights, are being trampled on with all this going on as well. And the government can see right now how much control they actually have over the people by putting them in quarantine, and people are, obviously following.
Okay. I thought my ring was. I apologize for that. But here's my thing. With this going on, and with these lockdowns and these quarantines and things happening, do you think it's necessary when you have people who are still, like you said, it seems like to be more the younger people who are doing this stuff, this crazy shit for social media. These people are still going out and going crazy. For a while, clubs were still packed and people are still trying to celebrate. So everybody's not, acting in their own best interest, if that's the case. Or should people be free to do it? If they're willing to take that risk, should they be allowed to do it? Or do you think the government should intervene on something like that?
My personal opinion on it, I don't believe they should be restricting our rights to where we can go and can't go. And I believe you need to take precautions, like you do with anything. You can go into the store and buy chemicals that will kill you. If you drink them or whatever, or like eat the Tide Pods, that stuff can kill you. It's got warning labels on it, So I'd say, people might say it's harsh, but, natural selection. If people are going to be dumb and constantly go around people that may be sick, well, that's their problem. The government shouldn't worry about it.
Okay. All right. So,
I mean, what's your take on the quarantine?
Like I said, it's an inconvenience. But people are going to still be foolish either way, and you're going to have people. Again, I'm a firm believer in freedoms. You know what I mean? And I'm not much for getting restricted on anything. So I would agree with you that let natural selection take its place. If people are going to be foolish, then let them be foolish. I'm a firm believer in having the freedom to do whatever you want as long as you're not imposing on someone else. If you're not forcing something bad or on anybody else. So that's just kind of my thoughts with it. I just think it's going to be interesting how it all comes down, because I think there will be some long-term effects. And I think that some people are going to end up taking some L's bigger than the sickness. I think there's going to be some economic impact for some people, way more so than just people getting sick. But here's the deal, Mr. Nacho, man. We got a 10-minute rule on, but I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts. It's good to hear from you. I know it's been a minute, and I hope all is well in Kentucky. Don't eat the chicken.
Yeah, KFC. All right, you take care, man.
All right, man.
Later.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I say. Like right now, there's a lot of, what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I want to talk about Rand Paul too here in a minute. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this afternoon?
This is Miss Grace. How are you, my honcho?
I'm doing excellent, Miss Grace. How are you this afternoon? What's going on in Miss Grace's world?
Good. It's nice to stay time. I got a little message in the little message thing on the side of Facebook, because I can't go on to Facebook because I'm beaten. You hear me? I'm putting my size 8s up Solisa's little narrow ass. You just wait. Is that Tuesday, Toxic Tuesday?
Yes, Toxic
I want him.
Okay.
I want him. But, the craziest thing, it scares me that people are so dumb, these dumbasses out here buying toilet paper. If an emergency or anything happens, you need to stop. And think about what are the things that you probably won't be able to live without. Toilet paper isn't one of them. Like Trill said, you sit there, you take a dump, you get a face cloth and some soap, or jump in the shower and wash your ass. That's all you need to do. So you can't eat the toilet paper. It's not going to keep you alive. You need some water. You need some food. Not toilet paper. That's dumb right there. All the toilet paper that people are buying and things. I can see if they're buying it because they want to be greedy, because they're trying to capitalize and make money off of it. That's one thing. But some of them are just getting it just to be getting it. Those are the same dumbasses that are mad that Trump called it the China virus. He was talking about a country, not the people. These are the same people that were okay with calling the German measles the German measles. That can be racist because they're talking about the people when they say German. They didn't call it Germany measles.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So you just have to try to do your best to stay on top of things and do everything that you can to stay on top of things. You know what I mean? The gyms are closed. You know what I mean? I let you know that. You know what I mean? Taking walks. You know what I mean? I was supposed to get up early this morning, and in my little triangle thing, I used my weights, but of course I didn't do it because I wanted to get to the supermarket early so I could take advantage of my senior citizenship. That's right. Even though I didn't get there on time, but still, I got to go out early this morning. You mean keep paying your bills if you can. You mean eat healthy. Don't be sitting around eating unhealthy foods, because then when it's over and done with, you're going to have more problems.
Right.
You may drink plenty of water. You may do some juicing. You might have been doing some spring cleaning. I haven't read a book yet. But I've been reading a lot of articles, about this disease, and how, it spikes and then attaches to cells, and then it duplicates, and that's why they want to try to use this malaria drug, that had been sitting in bare before they even came out with it for a number of years. You mean, and then they came out, changed the name, and it's that 90% of the people from Africa use it. So once Trump talked about that malaria medication, guess what? The Africans all started buying it up and raising the price.
Oh, man.
That's what they did. So, I mean, just they got to keep it from duplicating. But I said it's nowhere as scary as, like I told you the other day, is when I came up with AIDS. We did not understand. We did not know. And people weren't just getting like a flu or a little cough and just old people dying. It was crazy. It was out of control. At first, we thought it was the gay people. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it was the people that was shooting drugs. You know what I mean? And then it was people that were having sex with them. You know what I mean? I saw these people walking around, and it was frightening. It was way more scary. So like I said, and a couple of people mentioned, I think there's either more to it or we're getting soft. Because I can't believe that we're going through all of this because people are getting a little flu and old people are dying. And I should be concerned. My brother calls me. He lives in a place called Tyler, Texas.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with Tyler.
But nonetheless, he's still from Massachusetts, so he's another freaking loony liberal. Yes, my brother. You got to be careful, Kathy. Him and his wife, you got to be careful. I'm not worried about myself. I said I'm worried more about my siblings, but I'm not worried about myself, and I should be. You mean I'm going to take precautions? You're not go near people, and I always wash my hands. I was washing my hands before it became popular. No. You just clean it and do what you're supposed to do. He was driving me up a wall. I mean, I almost screamed at him. You mean but you still got to, yeah, I'm doing it. Take care of yourself and your crazy wife. Don't bother me. But, yeah, and I've been watching the Housewives, Atlanta Housewives. Yeah, tonight we'll be loving hip-hop, the New York one and the Miami one. The other side, I heard East Side Harold talking about the Spanish girls. He couldn't remember, what's his name? Joe Budden's girlfriend. That's Sin Santana. Oh, yeah, I'm catching up on all of this stuff. Yes, I am. I've been listening to the old dens. I'm on the one with the latest one where the young girl was released from prison after 15 years or something.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of that. And you know what? And I am riding this coronavirus wave. Yes, I am. You mean, I let you know yesterday, with the savings, if I can still travel, I said the hotel that I stay at, you mean in South Beach, half price. So what I did, I made the new reservations, and then I canceled the old ones. The airliners are not letting you do it. All they'll do is waive the fee to change, but they're not going to keep my large amount of money because now even the airline tickets are half price. I'm going to wait because if they cancel it on their own, then they have to give you your money back 100%. You mean I showed you? Didn't I show you? And I showed you the before and after, Honcho. Did you look at it?
Yes, that's what I say. Miss Grace has. Look, you might have to start a channel teaching people on how to make these savings because it is crazy. I saved, what was it, Honcho? Over $1,800, right? Yes, ma'am.
And I showed you what I paid for the hotel. You mean because April is the busiest, one of the most expensive travel times ever. Of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know what I mean, and maybe February, but April's a big one. No matter how well you try to do it, I travel cheaply other times because I know I'm going to have to pay a lot of money, but I'm not willing to give it up because those are our favorite memories are made right in April. Going down to South Beach and things like that. I saved almost $2,000. That is ridiculous. So now I'm waiting. I keep watching the airliners because American Airlines, I'm waiting because I want that ticket half price. I'm willing to make a deal with them. Give me half the ticket. Give me the ticket for the lower price, half price, and then the balance, I'll be if you don't want to give me my money back, then put it in my account because I always go down and I can save it for the future. Okay? So things like that there I've been doing. I had my granddaughter, she's doing some journaling. I found the daffodil in my yard yesterday. I took a picture of it. I was so happy. Springtime is coming. My sister from Boston said the restaurants weren't doing well there in Randolph. And I said, as we're doing well here, I'm getting food delivered and things that the lady delivered my food. She was just about dressed up in a hazmat suit with a little plastic gloves. I was more than happy. I ate the seafood platter for 2 days. Yes, I most certainly did. I am taking a bet. I am going to ride this wave. People, don't sit back and think that you're going to skip this and skip that and not take care of yourself. And then when it's over and done with, you're in the same spot or worse off than when it happened. You do everything you can, because there's going to be things out there to try to help you. You may ride this wave and come out better for it. You should never be in the same place as you were before. That should be a rarity that you have no control over. You know, but my UPS package came in the mail today. That piece to the sewing machine. Yep. So I'll be sewing.
Okay. What was it called?
It was called a walk-in foot.
Walking foot. Okay, that's what it was.
A walk-in foot. So rather than the sewing machine just pulling the fabric in from the bottom, now it pulls the fabric when you're sewing multiple layers from the bottom and the top. Okay. You mean so it's more even and you get a more even stitch. Okay.
Make sure you don't let Jay Dizzle anywhere near your walking foot. We know he's a sewing expert. He may try to get you for it.
Who, Trill?
Yeah, Trill. You know, he's nifty with the. with the
I can't help but to think of him every time I look at that same reply. And one more thing, this other blogger that I listen to sometimes, San Francisco, has all these RVs out there. This is the one that said a couple of weeks ago that he saw a train with all kinds of military people on it. Because in San Francisco, people live on top of each other. You ought to see all the RVs out there. So people, they have 8 and 12 people living in an apartment that's equipped only for 4. So now they have all of these RVs. You want to see them. Yeah. You know, I'll send you the link. Yeah, you mean all these RVs out there to stop putting people in.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's a mess. But, you know, I hope it blows over and things like that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I hope there's not more to it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to ride the wave, and I'm going to do the best I can. And instead of people just sitting around trying to be woe is me, and do the best you can, be careful. But this is a time that you can sit and exercise and eat healthy. You know what I mean? Do your spring cleaning. You know what I mean? Do all kind of wonderful things that you normally wouldn't have time to do. You know, and that's all that I have to say. So that's from the old bitch, Colin. That's me. Yep, I got it.
Ms. Grace, as always, you know, it's lovely to hear from you. And I got a quick question for you.
What?
So how do you feel with the the Dems blocking the whole stimulus package? You know, do you think that they were right for what they did, or what do you think is going to be the outcome of that?
People need money in their hands now because they're panicking. They want the money now. The Dems are always so worried about making the power play. But again, it's going to be those dumb asses that are going to blame Trump for this. Trump wanted to get this money out, and it was going to be based on your 2018 tax return. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, from 2018, and if you didn't file in 2018, then they'll look at 2019. And if you didn't file either time, almost 100% of the people will get at least $600. You know what I mean? And then it depends on if you're married, if you're single, you know what I mean, your tax bracket, you know what I mean, your tax withholdings, you know, all of those things. It has a lot of moving parts to it. You know, so people need some money now that can really help people. That'll start to stimulate the economy. People will start spending money, and these Dems blocked it because that goddamn nervous Nancy. And how can they not think that she's crazy? You see how her hands move? She acts like that. That's stare crazy. You know what I mean? She did all that foolishness. You know what I mean? And she's going to try to put abortions in there? What the hell? What's that got to do with the coronavirus? She wants more abortions. Yeah. But the dumbasses, and you can't talk to them because I live in Massachusetts, you just can't. You mean they're going to blame Trump for this? So when you don't get your money, all of you people that hate Trump, if you don't get any kind of money or anything, and you're sitting here broke, you mean blame your Dems. And I'm talking like Nancy. You know, but it's crazy. But the other thing is, I was looking at, and when they did that, the stocks went all crazy again some more. You mean because people, you mean, are doing more cooking at home. You mean they have to go to Walmart. You mean so Walmart started going up, then it went down, and then it went back up again. You mean Walmart's also teamed up with those services where where you're getting food delivered to the house. Healthy meals, organic meals. You mean so all of those things that they teamed up with Yum, you know, the company that's one of the biggest companies that owns Kentucky Fried Chicken and things like that there. You know what I mean? They teamed up with like Uber, you know what I mean, for Uber Eats and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you have any extra money, put it there. You know, put it there. You know what I mean? Because if this blows over, then fine. And like I said, you know what I mean? If it doesn't blow over and I lose some money, so what? I'm still going to be okay. You never put your eggs all in one basket. You know, make sure you're always going to be okay either way it goes. It's a safe thing. Don't be too an aggressive of an investor. You know, be conservative with it so that you know. You know, but I'm just telling, and I said if anybody ever wanted to learn like travel and stuff like that, then come on, Honcho, I sent you with with Fly for $5.60. Come on now.
Yes, I'm telling you, look,
you know,
Miss Grace is a travel guru. I mean,
Yes.
she got all the games, so definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stoke some of that up when I'm a bit more mobile. When when I'm legally allowed to be a little bit more mobile, then I'll definitely be.
That's right. I got you. Yes, I do. I got my honcho.
All right, I'll be looking forward.
Okay, but I'm going to hang up and let somebody else call. Did I go over my 10 minutes? Because I try to go so fast. And
No, I mean, it was my fault because I added some extra at the end because I inquired of the last thing. But don't worry about it. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. If they do, oh well, they'll be all right.
Okay, yeah, because then I'll be fighting them too. You mean I'll be doing my windmill? Okay, everybody have a good one.
All right, you too, Miss Grace. Thank you for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, have a good afternoon. I'm gonna get this afternoon thing straight, one way or the other, right? You know. So, here's my thing, man. And again, you know, my whole shebang with old Obama is, like I said, I don't really care. But all the praise he received when he didn't do nothing. Like, that's what I say, niggas love Obama, but he did nothing for niggas. He did stuff for gay niggas, I guess, you know. They got a bunch of rights, but as far as black people in general, Obama ain't do shit for them, but yet we, you know, gave him a whole bunch of love and praised him because he dressed nice and he talked properly. And which is good, I guess, you know, to have that as opposed to a bunch of fucking rappers and shit. But at the same time, like, you got Denzel for that shit. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, like, I don't get the overexertion and praise for Obama that we have as opposed to anybody else. I mean, as far as what was actually accomplished, he did nothing special. So, I mean, that might be, I wouldn't say it's even worse. It's just it don't really matter either way, I guess. So that's my deal. You know I can't put that. All right, Miss D. Nelly. You know I can't put that on a shirt. Beyond, they gonna cancel me. They gonna cancel everything I do. I'll be banned. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this afternoon.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola. Are you practicing all the CDC guidelines of social distancing?
I was social distancing before it was cool, you know. So that's how I get down.
You're a trend starter.
Yeah, that's how I get down. How's things going on your end there, Mr. John, sir?
It's not as much of a pandemic as the TV's making it out to be, which I think most of us already know. But it's a little ridiculous.
Okay. Are you having trouble acquiring any necessities or just goods as a whole, or how are people responding?
Oh no, I'm not stupid. I stocked up like a week before they started getting like crazy with the announcements. I went to Walmart. I stocked up for me and my mother, and we are buried in my mom's place underneath all the food that I bought.
Okay. Well,
you know, people wait till the last second. You know, it's like you see the news is building it up as the day after tomorrow,
yeah.
And people are waiting till the last second to buy shit, and I'm just like, okay, like you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like, why would you wait till the last second?
Correct.
But I was actually in the supermarket when I first dialed you, and there was a guy in front of me online, and he had like 20 sparkling waters in the little handheld cart.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, all right, don't forget the waters in the cart. And the guy's like, all right, you just got to take them out and bag them because you can't take that out to your car. I said, no, I'm just going to take it out to my car and bring it back. I don't want to buy a bag because in New York they charge you 5 cents for a bag now.
Yeah. What?
So, oh yeah, I'll get that into it. So yeah, no beautiful liberal policy. So the guy's like, no, I'm going to take it out to my car and bring it back. He's like, no, you can't do that. And the guy's like, wait. He's like, I can't do something that's convenient. It's like, it's just like a shopping cart, except it's a handheld cart. I'm going to take it to my car and bring it back. Guy's like, no, you can't do that. You have to either buy a bag or carry them out. He's like, there's 20 of them. I'm not carrying them out. So the guy goes like, all right, you know what? Bag them. Takes the thing, throws it upside down, and slams all the waters come flying all. I goes, bag them. I was like, oh, what a dick. What a dick. He's like, bag them. I was like, oh, I love this pandemic. It's awesome. Then the guy calls the manager, and the guy's like, what's the matter? Is there a problem? You won't bag my groceries? It's like, yeah, the guy won't bag your groceries because you're a dick.
That's fucked up. But we'll get back to this. So do you think that this is causing people to be more frustrated than normal?
Well, you know what it is? At first I was like, this guy's just a dick. But then I was like, you know what? Like, to the cashier, like, I get it. You guys have policies and people steal the stupid things. I get it. But we're in the middle of a quote-unquote pandemic. Like, loosen the fuck up a little bit. You know, like, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if the guy does take the stupid thing home. Let's give him benefit of the doubt that he does bring it back 2 minutes later. I'm like, just chill. Like, just let the fucking guy take it. I'm like, because in New York now, and also, people are losing their jobs. Like, let's be real. Like, Trump's going to give out the money. He's going to give out stimulus for the businesses, all the stuff he's talking about, suspend student loans, blah, 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 which is all wonderful things, and I agree with it. You can't do enough of it. But the reality is that there's going to be a lot of businesses that are not going to be able to recover, even with all that stimulus. So people are fucking on edge right now because they're going to lose their jobs. And, you know, living in New York is not cheap. I get we make more money than the average location in the country, but it's still not cheap. And people are up on edge, and I understand why they would be. And, you know, when things get tough, people get nasty sometimes, unfortunately. So, you know, I think it could be handled by both of them a little better. But, I don't know. Have you seen anything crazy on your end?
No. Like I say, everything has been, everywhere that I've been, everything has been smooth. Everything has been flowing naturally. I mean, it just, you know, again, little things. You know, people, Baskin Robbins won't give out samples. That's the biggest problem that I've had.
Oh.
You know, I was.
They're about to burn that place down.
Yeah, they wouldn't give out samples. So, but fortunately, I knew what I wanted already. But no, I mean, it's just everything's been pretty kosher. HEB. I don't think I have HEBs up here. They put up these sneeze guards, so we were talking to the cashier, and it's like a. It's like a little guard just right there over, I guess, the cashier's face, but it really doesn't protect anything. You know what I mean? And so you got to think, because you pay by card. Most people paying by card. I guess people are still handing cash. I mean, cash can spread the virus too. So I put my card in the thing, but I'm just sitting there thinking, like, there's no protection right here when you're handing me a receipt or if I got cash back or anything. It's just in that one spot, and it's about 2 or 3 feet away from the card machine. So it's not really doing anything, you know? So my whole thing is just like, I guess they're trying to take precautions and do things, but for the most part, what about the sacker? The sacker gets no protection, so he's not safe. So, I mean, it's just, I guess they're doing things to make it look like they're trying to make improvement, but it's not really helping too much. But aside from that, I haven't seen anything crazy. The only thing I see, and this is what bothers me, is every time I've gone out in public, all of the Asian people have masks on. Nobody else. Nobody else. And I'm serious. I'm not, you know, I make a lot of Asian jokes, not crack jokes. I love Asian people. Don't get me wrong. Chicago Mike's one of my favorite people in the world. But
oh, wow.
Yeah, but my thing is, it's just like, seriously.
If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
Yeah, you gotta let it out. But I'm serious, like, and I'm not even making a joke. Like, every Asian person that I've seen has had on a mask and gloves, and I'm wondering, like, have they been on the phone with their cousins, you know, somewhere overseas? I'm not saying China. I don't know the differences between certain Asian people, so I'm not discriminating, okay? But maybe they know something. Maybe they're hearing something. You know, China's notorious for suppressing information. And so maybe they're knowing something. Maybe they're hearing something that we don't know, that we're not being privy to. And I'm just curious, you know, again, maybe they feel like they're more susceptible to it because of the way things are getting pushed. But what about, do you think that, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying that now Asian people are getting discriminated against and there's a lot of racism towards Asian people. Do you believe that's true?
Man, tell them to take a number and step in line. Everybody gets discriminated against. Get the fuck out of here. You know what? They probably are. But you know what? Like, that's America. Welcome to America, motherfucker. Like that's what I hate about. Like, my parents are both immigrants that came off the boat. You know, my dad passed away, but both my parents speak broken English. You know, they went through the immigrant struggle back in the '60s, built themselves up to where we are today. So I have compassion for them. You know, it's a scary thing going to a foreign country, you don't know the language, and trying to build, you know, when you come over here with $5 in your pocket. I get it. But at the same time, like, let's not act like, you know, Asians that came here, you know, certain Europeans that come here, Africans that come here, and, you know, they want to talk about how, like, America's, like, racist. Motherfucker, you knew that before you came here. Like, you had 400 years of glimpses of people getting hung from trees and burned alive and put in concentration camps and this and that. And now you want to come over here and complain that America's racist because someone looks at you funny because you're wearing a mask? Take a fucking number and get the fuck at the back of the line. Like, shut up. Like, so my whole thing is, yeah, people are giving every Asians a side eye. All right. You know, it's like black people are like, I wish I only got the side eye and that's it. You know, so it's like, calm down. Like, you know, it's like, you know, people are being ignorant. They're looking at you as the reason, you know, because other people who look like you in a different country, it started there. But chill the fuck out. No one's killing you. No one's fucking chasing you with tiki torches. Calm the fuck down. It's just the fucking liberal media trying to paint another picture of white America trying to kill everybody who doesn't look like them and think like them. Calm the fuck down, Asian people. You're all right. Calm down. You're still gonna get into Harvard. You're still gonna fucking run every weave shop in black neighborhoods. Calm down. Everything's fine. Relax. But no, yeah, like, you know, yeah, people are looking at Asians a little side eye right now. But, you know, rightfully so. You know, and the communist, you know, China's Communist Party isn't making anything easier by saying it's the U.S. fucking secret bioweapon that's causing this and this and that. It's like, dude, just chill. Like, you know, it's a tense time. You know, people are nervous. There's no vaccine for it. Elderly people drop them like flies. We got the flu also going on at the same time. You know, everybody just needs to just, you know, chill out. First of all, where are all these Asians getting attacked? They're supposed to be shelter in place in their house. Fucking the fuck all these attacks happening?
That's what I'm saying.
All the Asians are in California, Washington, and New York. So where they all have shelter in place orders. Where are these Asian people hanging out? They're getting attacked. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break.
And I don't understand
again, I don't.
because they all know karate, so I don't know why they're not using it.
Everybody was kung flu fighting. Sorry, that was my one Asian racist joke for the day. Did you see the Louder with Crowder kung flu fighting song?
No, I hadn't seen it.
He did a. Oh man, go to I guess Louder Steve Crowder or Louder Crowder, whatever his YouTube site is, and just punch in kung flu fighting, and he did like a video, like a Daniel Son like Karate Kid type theme to instead of everybody was kung fu fighting, it's kung flu fighting, and when he goes to kick the wood to break it, instead of kicking it, he sneezes on it and it snaps in half. And he's dressed up like Daniel Son. It's fucking racist as fuck, but it's hysterical. But yeah, in New York, getting back to that guy who was, you know, being a little rude at the register, they implemented this new thing where you're not starting, it was starting March 1st, but they pushed it back to April 1st. You're not allowed to use paper bags at the grocery stores, the pharmacies, et cetera, et cetera. So now what they're doing is giving you these little paper bags. They're thin, they're small, they have no handles. So they break easily. You can't carry a lot of stuff in it. They're thin, and they're charging you 5 cents per every bag you take. Because because the plastic bags aren't biodegradable in the landfill. And I'm like, all right, so nice cause, it's a righteous cause, but why are you charging me 5 cents for the healthy paper alternative, which is recyclable, so you can reuse them, which means they're cheaper in the long run, but you didn't charge me 5 cents for the plastic bags that were like the worst thing in the world. And it's just like people are walking out with like boxes of chicken under their arm and 2 liters of soda on the other arm because they just refuse to pay the nickel for the bag. And my whole thing is like, I get it, like, but why be so fucking petty? It's like, it's just yell at somebody enough and they'll change the law. Because, it's like if you can fit 10 items in a bag, it's the equivalent of paying half a penny more for every single item in the store. Yeah. If they did that, you're not gonna not go to the store anymore because it's half a penny more. You know what I mean? You're not really gonna feel that. It's like 20 bags is literally $1. Yeah. I do my grocery shopping in bulk. I go to Walmart and Trader Joe's once a month to each location, and I probably use maybe 15 bags between both places because I stuff the bags. And I'm just like, what is that? That's 75 cents? People are fucking starting World War III over 75 fucking cents. Yeah. So, but, it is bullshit. That's New York for you. We're going to do the right thing, but we're going to make it a hassle for you. And on top of that, we're going to stick up your ass by charging you for every bag. Thank you, ass. Thank you, Cuomo, you fucking faggot. Sorry, I didn't mean to use the F word for the listeners. I apologize. It was rude of me. But lately, I've been feeling some type of way about a lot of people.
Yeah, it happens. The other day.
So what else is going on?
So do you know anybody personally that has the virus?
Me. I've had it twice in the last month. me tell you, look, I went to the fucking doctor about a month ago, February 22nd, and I'm like, look, I have all the symptoms of the coronavirus, and I'm like, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna give you a flu test and we're gonna give you a strep throat test, and I'm like, all right, fine. Both of them came back negative. Gave me some bullshit medication. I'm like, look, I study a lot about medicine and biology. This shit ain't gonna work. You know, I'm like, they're like, well, you're a doctor. I was like, all right, fine, fair enough. I'll come back in 2 weeks and told you I told you so. So nothing happened. It went away for a couple of days, then it came back. So when I went back finally a couple of days ago, and I'm like, oh, by the way, between the 2 times I went, I got an email saying, if you're not like mortally ill from flu-like symptoms, we're not going to give you the COVID test. And I'm like, oh, how lovely. So I can give it to my mom, and then she can fucking die from it. So I go back a couple of days ago, and I'm like, look, the symptoms came back. I have every single symptom of the COVID virus except for a respiratory infection. And I'm like, and you don't necessarily have to have that to have COVID. So I'm like, you guys already gave me the flu test. You already gave me the strep test. They both came back negative. They gave me some bullshit medication. I'm like, I want to get the COVID test just to make sure I don't have it because I'm out and about. You know, I'm not. If I don't know that I have it, I'm doing my daily thing. So they're like, well, you know, to be honest with you, we're not going to give it to you because you're not like ICU ill and you're not suffering from a respiratory acute respiratory disorder. And I was like, all right. I'm like, is that why you're sitting here in a fucking hazmat suit with a face mask and fucking taped up from top to bottom? And I'm like, come on. I'm like, I know you guys have the test. She's like, yeah, we do, but we're just not going to give them out to everybody. And I was like, so how do I know that I don't have it? She's like, well, you're supposed to self-quarantine. I was like, well, I'm my mother's caretaker right now. There's no one able to self-quarantine from her. So right now I could be giving it to her. And she doesn't know. And maybe she has it already and she's asymptomatic. But if you give me the test, that gives her a reason to get the test. And then we can get a head start on treating her so it doesn't get to the point where she's in ICU. Oh, those are all valid points, but we're not going to give you the test. I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself, lady. Give my fucking steroids, give my antibiotics, give my fucking inhaler, and give my fucking floatoscone and get the fuck out of my face. And that's exactly what she did. And then Trump comes out and announces fucking the 2 things I asked for, the 2 fucking drugs that are fucking healing people. And then they made a mockery of him saying, you're not a doctor, you're a retard, orange man bad. And then every fucking doctor who's been saying the same shit for a couple weeks is like, no, he's right, it's been working. Fuck out of here. I hate people right now.
I feel you, man. Oh yeah, because I think we're seeing some of the worst in people on all levels. So it's pretty interesting. But here's the deal, Mr. John. We're a little bit over the 10-minute mark, but I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts, man. I got one question for you, real quick though, because it's going to pertain into something that I'm going to talk about in just a second. Trader Joe's is a grocery store, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do they sell coffee in this grocery store?
Do they sell what?
Do they sell coffee, like not like, in the bag, like where you can buy, but do they have like a separate area where you could just like buy coffee?
Yeah, they have both the dispensary area where you can like grind your own shit and put it in a bag, and then they have the prepackaged coffee also. Okay.
Because I'm going to talk about a weird dream I had involving a Trader Joe's, even though I've never been to one. Okay, but
I'll tell you what though, they don't got my Black Rifle Second Amendment coffee though, and that's pissing me off. God damn it!
I'll have to try some. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about this Black Rifle coffee. Does it make you a better shot if you drink it? That's something I would like to.
You know what? It makes you a fucking makes you a marksman, a sniper. You can hit Donald Trump and Lon Ted from 3 states away. But I can't see the video because I'm driving. But whoever fucking mentioned that I went over the 10-minute mark and to hang up, I know somebody did. Fuck you, white power. Good night.
What's the motherfucking? What's the motherfucking deal? We got called in to the den this afternoon.
I want to know why that last caller sound like John from New York and Gay Kenneth had a baby.
Terrible. Are you trying to say
really terrible? Okay, are
you saying something that's going on in New York right now? Something that may be worse than what we know? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I don't know. I was just trying to make a joke and you took it serious. Fuck you. But anyway, I just want to make another quick point. since I seem to be the female basher of the den, yes, I'm finna bash these hoes.
Okay.
Another byproduct of this shit here and people being quote unquote quarantined, in certain places, you're starting to see a lot of females' tendencies to not be the best parents. You really are. Because now that the kids don't go to school, they having to deal with these little motherfuckers all day long. And then they pissed off at the kids because the kids are so damn bad and misbehave. But you want to know who's responsible for that? You, bitch. Like, what the fuck is it? I don't get it. I don't get it. That's why your ass need to go to school. Why? So the teachers have to put up with your ungrateful ass kid? You got them at the house, fucking discipline them, goddammit. Where they damn daddy at? That's the question. So all that child support you've been collecting all these years, bitch, this is what the fuck he paying for. For you to sit up there and raise these goddamn children. Yes. Since you don't want him in the house or don't want a relationship with him or he don't want a relationship with you, however that shit worked out. This is what the fuck you've been supposed to be doing this whole time anyway. Not pointing your kid off on another motherfucker, and then when your kid don't come out how you want it to, you blame it on another motherfucker. So, all these mothers, because I see it going around a lot. Motherfuckers walking around with their kids yanking on them and shit because they don't know how to control them and they can't control their goddamn self. What did you expect?
Here's a question I have, and kind of ties into that, maybe not even necessarily about the mothers alone, but with a certain group of women. Have you heard much feminist rhetoric lately?
None. Zero. Why? Because they being forced to have to do what the fuck traditionally women have done this whole fucking time. And they not liking it. Yeah, you gotta sit your ass at home. Wash them goddamn clothes. Wash these dishes. Sweep and mop these floors. Wipe that baby's ass when he shit all over the place. Keep up with the little motherfucker. Clean up after the little motherfucker. While the husband go off to work and procure shit for the fucking family. And they can't handle it. But they don't have a fucking choice right now. Because I can guarantee you the work that the man does is more pertinent than what the women do. All the non-essential places are being closed down. Women tend to do the non-essential jobs. We could argue that shit back and forth, but y'all know the fuck I'm right. All the police officers out there, mostly men. Firemen, mostly men. Truck drivers, mostly men. All the shit that you actually need, men give you. And there was a meme going around where this one black lady said, I hate to admit it, but these men got some kind of value. These motherfuckers is the actual fucking prize. Bitch, it took you this long to figure this shit out? Nah, you've been listening to all these other dead in the head ass bitches all this other fucking time trying to pump you up to do some shit that you wasn't really created to do in the first fucking place. And now you seeing what it really is. Okay, I'm glad you finally learned. And there's a lot of people pushing that shit or supporting it because a lot of women just didn't know. You know why you didn't know? Because you hoes don't listen. Niggas been telling you this shit for decades. You hoes don't listen. So you had to see it for yourself. Here it is. When times of crisis come, who out there fighting the good fight and risking themselves? The fucking men. We out here taking all the risk. And y'all just sit back and reap the fucking benefits. And all we ask you to do is clean the house and wash the kids. It's not that fucking complicated.
What about the trash? Have you ever seen? I've never seen a lady garbage person, garbage individual. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen a lady garbage truck driver, yeah, but not actually handles the garbage. No.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. I've never seen one. I was just thinking about it. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that you feel like this is impacting the roles that modern women have been trying to adopt, and now they're starting to see that maybe there's a little less validity in some of these ideologies.
I hope so, but at the same time, you know that once this shit is all over, they're gonna find a way to flip the narrative. That's just what they do.
Okay. What about Jamal Murray? Did you see the Jamal Murray video?
I don't know who that is.
He's an NBA.
Oh, what the video is about? You gonna have to enlighten me.
He's an NBA player, and he made the not so. I don't know. I guess if you want to, after you probably break him for half his check here in a year or two, put his old lady out there, apparently doing her due diligence, if you will, and he posted this on the gram.
He posted it.
He posted this on the gram.
Oh, he a bitch nigga. Ain't no other way to look at it. He a bitch nigga. First of all, if she performing fallacious, and I'm trademark that word, fallacious services on you, the fuck you need to show everybody for? I never understood that. I can see, okay, if you one of them freaks and you like to put it out there on the porn sites, that's probably thousands of fucking porn sites that would be love to take his fucking video.
Yes.
Why would you put it on Instagram?
Yes, that's what I don't comprehend.
And then it's his girl, right? Or is it his wife or whatever? It's his chick.
Yeah, I think it's his girlfriend. I don't know if they married or not. Like I said, but yes, it's just his old lady. Not a jump off or nothing like that.
That makes zero sense. There ain't no way you can excuse that. Even if you try to say, well, unless somebody fucking hacked his profile, went to his cloud or whatever, and put that shit out there under his name, whatever. But I don't get it. I don't understand. Even why would you record it and keep it in your phone? I don't want to see what you done already did, bitch. I want you to do it again. It just makes no sense to me.
Maybe
I don't need to reminisce on getting some head. I want when I get home.
NBA players, they be out on the road. Maybe that's what's keeping him faithful. He just
Man, no, dog. That ain't no. It's looking to the next one. It's not about what you done did. What have you done for me lately? I need some more.
Okay, Jen.
I don't understand the mentality behind that.
You operate a forklift. Well, that's what's up. Shout out to Jen. Okay. Like I say, like I say, I don't know. Different strokes for different folks. I just wouldn't put it on the gram. That's terrible. I mean, that's a terrible idea. So again.
No, and see, Jen Smith, that's cool, but you're you're not the typical story. Because you know damn well, wherever you work at, you probably one out of, depending on how big the warehouse is, you're one of very few female forklift operators. So you're the exception to the rule, but I'm talking in generalities, because that's what we speak in, because that's more prevalent than anything else. So you know as well as I do. Ain't no other women out there working like you working right now. Well, not too many.
Yeah, I would agree that I've seen.
So salute to you.
Very few. Okay.
Yeah. Because I ain't never had a woman unload my truck before. Not once. But they always do my paperwork. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, anything else that you feeling like I say an additional effect of this situation that is causing people to maybe rethink some of their behaviors, rethink some of their decisions?
I hope so. I mean, I really do. And I can't lie, I do kind of feel bad for the extroverts, because they the ones losing their goddamn mind. They posting these crazy ass videos. They just trying to find something to do with themselves. But I think this is a good time to reflect and be introspective of who you are, who and what you want to be, and what you want to make out of your life. Especially if you haven't figured that out. This is the perfect fucking time to do that.
Exactly.
It really is. Develop some bonds with yourself.
I think there's
fuck what everybody else thinks.
There's a lot of opportunity for people. Again, if you realize the situation that you're in, I think a lot of people, like I was speaking on automation earlier, a lot of people, some of these jobs are going to come back. A lot of them are not. A lot of this may be the last straw for some folks, or very near the end of the road for some folks, because again, I think a lot more companies are going to start looking at how they can automate to minimize these kind of losses in these situations. But and I think people need to start taking the opportunity to look at other skills that they can obtain. Like I say, even if it's trying to get into some online, whatever they got to do. I think this is the point where you have to realize, like, anytime there's a real dramatic situation, a real impact on society, the structure of the way we operate changes. And so you want to make sure you're on the right side of history when it's all said and done, and prepare for what's happening next, because it's going to be a significant change. And if you're not ready for it, if you're not, making the right decisions right now, if you're not preparing for that right now, a lot of people just want it to be over, but you got to be prepared for what happens once it's over, because it's not going to be the same.
It's going to be a get down or lay down type of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking about the haves and the have-nots before. Shit, it's going to be a whole lot of haves and has. It's going to be a lot more have-nots than haves when it's all said and done. Because we know people don't want to.
And I got another thing I would like to speak on, because I know I spoke on the guy that had bought all that hand sanitizer and shit, and how I didn't think it was right for the government to seize this shit and make him donate the shit, and I still don't think that's right. But I just learned of this earlier today. There was this company that makes a certain valve on the machine that they putting on the people that actually do have the virus. That's supposed to, help it cure it or whatever for the person. And just the valve itself costs $1,000. Yeah. There's another company that 3D printed the same valve, and it only costs $1. Yeah. So what happened was the company that was selling it for $1,000 is suing the company that's selling it for $1. Now, I do have a huge problem with the $1,000 company, and here's why. The guy buying the hand sanitizer, he's trying to prevent the motherfuckers from getting the virus. He's got the shit that's supposed to help you prevent from catching it. That's one thing. Now, when you got it and you need this shit to save your fucking life, and the motherfucker is completely overcharging you something, that's completely different. Now, the life is hanging in the balance. That's not the same as prevention. This is possibly the cure. Yes, I have a significant problem with them motherfuckers. There's something wrong with that. I think the government need to do something about that, not to be allowed the people to fuck with the cure. Prevention is completely different.
Okay. And I can see that. And I think I saw some about, I didn't read the article, but I think I saw some of them talking about 3D printing a piece. I kind of glimpsed over it. I didn't really look into it, but I didn't realize they were getting sued for that. And again, to me, that's just, you bring in a viable product to the market. If it can do the same job, then, what's the issue? Why are we having a problem here? Again, we can talk about patents and things. And again, I don't know all about the valve to know, how deep it goes, but that's definitely something to look into.
Right.
So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Like,
but selling a part that costs you $1 to make for $1,000, that's completely ridiculous. So, especially when people's lives hang in the balance. At this crucial time, that's a problem.
Okay. And that makes me think about old buddy a while back. I think he had got that AIDS drug or whatever. I think the one he's in jail was that Strictly or whatever his name is. Think about the Wu-Tang album and shit. Martin something. I can't remember his fucking name. But and I think he had bought the AIDS drug and then marked it up like it's extremely high, making it real difficult for people to be able to afford it. So I can see that. When you're talking about lives and like you said, when it's actual life and death, not necessarily prevention, I think there's something to be looked at.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that's completely different. But anyway, that's all I got. So I'm gonna let y'all get on with y'all business.
Okay, appreciate the call, Professor True.
All right, Honcho.
All right. What's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
Hey, it's Yaz.
How you doing, Miss Yaz? How are you this afternoon?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I've had better days, but I'm feeling all right now. I wanted to touch on what John was saying about how they're not testing people. Mm-hmm. Now, last week, I had a fever. Mm-hmm. I called the CDC, fever, coughing, all that, tired all week. Called the CDC. They're like, well, what's your temperature? I told them my temperature was off 2 little half digits. So I don't know. It was 90. You're supposed to have a 99.5 temperature for them to test you, and I had a 99.3. And I was just like, well, I'm just not feeling well. Okay, well, that's fine. I said, well, I said, well, am I good to like go out to work? I mean, what are some suggestions? Oh, it's nothing. Just check it in the morning. If you feel fine, go on to work. I get up in the morning. It went down a little bit, so I went on to work. Throughout the day, I'm starting to feel bad again. So I go home early and go home, take some medicine because, they told me the Tylenol and all that stuff. Take the Mucinex, take the Tylenol, go to sleep. I sweat it out, Wake up, my sheets sweated and stuff. I could tell I sweated during my sleep. But I'm still not feeling good, and it's just like so hard to breathe. So I go to the doctor again. Without calling them this time, I just showed up there, coughing and stuff. They sent me to another little clinic down the street next to the hospital. I go to the clinic, and they put the mask on you and everything, and they just shoved the little thing up my nose, but they did not give me a COVID test. They gave me a flu test. And do all this stuff, and long story short, I don't know if I had it or not, but I'm feeling much better. They gave me, the cough syrup, the Max or something that the same medicine that I saw Donald Trump tweeted out. Gave me some of that. I had like a pretty good case of bronchitis that I'm getting over. But what was funny is that, this whole time, they didn't even bother testing, didn't help or anything, just gave you a mask and go about your business, Mask, here's a little steroid, here's the medicine, and going about your business. And it's just spreading. It's like every few hours, you check the news or you check, your local newspaper or whatever, on blogs, and bloop, 50 more people. Every hour, bloop, 50 more people. And so I really think people would just start taking it a little bit more seriously. I know there's a shortage of tests, and it seems like you got to be almost dead or about to go down before you get a test. But to me, it's like, what good is it then? It's too late now. Yeah. It's too late. And I was thinking about what Trill was saying about the ladies. I had a little revelation. Man, the other night when I'm sitting here by myself, and it was so hard for me to breathe, and I guess I was panicking. So I'm Googling stuff. What are some tips for people who are quarantined single? They had nothing on Google to tell you, okay, what are some ideas if you stop breathing in your sleep or something like that, And I'm just like panicking. I'm like, oh crap, I have nobody to rub Vicks on my chest. I have nobody. Where is everybody at now? I was just thinking to myself, wouldn't it suck if I just like collapsed in this place by myself and nobody knew? No, because I want to play around all these years and now I ain't got nobody to quarantine with, and I'm struggling to breathe over here, and it really had me thinking about my priorities. I'll get to tell you that much. Now, I ain't going to go as far as saying all that stuff that Trill was talking about with the prize and all that stuff. I'm not going to go as far as saying all that.
Well, I mean, it looked like you needed a prize in that moment. I'm just saying.
But, I mean, I think that's just like maybe too far. But, I mean, geez, I had a little change where it scared me a little bit. I was like, oh, man. I'm sitting here by myself, and I really can't breathe. It's so hard. I'm just having a hard time getting it together. But thank goodness I have health insurance, so I went on it. I was able to get the medicine and everything. But I'm feeling a lot better, But I'm thinking people need to really take this seriously because they don't know. Folks don't know. You could say you're supposed to have this temperature or that temperature or this symptom or that, and everybody just don't. People are not having the same symptoms at the same time. So how could you prevent this or treat it or find some sort of direction, some sort of demographic for it? When it's affecting any and everybody now. So I just want to tell everybody, just be careful. Do wear your mask, wash your hands, and basically, just if you don't have to go out, just don't go out.
Yeah.
Just don't go out. I wish I would have just stayed home when it first started. Like when I first started hearing about this stuff, I wish I'd have just stayed home.
So do you have, adequate supplies and toilet paper and all the other things to deal with the situation?
Yeah. I mean, I think I got enough. I know I got enough to last me at least for 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
I'm good. Okay. I just, like I said, I just ain't got nobody to rub my back.
So once this is all said and done and all this clears out, are you going to be changing your priorities when you may be seeking that person, or do you think once you're back healthy and all this blow over, you're going to go back to the same old requirements?
I think I'll probably look at life just a little bit different, because at the end of the day, I think everybody needs somebody just to go through life with, and this is just part of life.
Okay.
It's just part of life, You can't do it all by yourself all the time. So
I'd agree with that.
It's only going to get worse, because, if you're middle age now, or a medium, if you're a medium, it's only going to get worse. Yeah, you're only going to get sicker and sicker, until you end up, having a bunch of cats and dying alone in your apartment and being found later, days later. That's it.
That would be very unfortunate. Well, like I said, I'm glad that you are getting better, though, and we don't wish that fate upon you. So yeah, you just change, loosen up some of the rules. You got to give a little bit of leeway. When you get back on your hunt, when all this clears out, because you don't want to go find one now and catch your old corona nigga. But once you get back, to seeking, that significant situation, loosen up the rules a little bit, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you're willing to, have a little leeway.
Yeah. So that has been my coronavirus little ordeal lately. I think I caught a little bit of it. It's unconfirmed though, but it's just changing and it's mutating. So everybody just just try to follow the ordinances. Stay off the road. Stay out of Walmart, because to me, having like those big box retail stores open, you can't prevent it. If everybody is at the store, you go in the store, it's 200-300 people in the store.
That is true.
You don't think that's gonna be a hot box for the virus? Yeah. Especially if you got somebody like me in line coughing and stuff. I try to get tested, but I don't know if I have it or not. So, I'm in line coughing and I'm trying my best to cover it, but what else could you do?
Did anybody look at you
some
crazy?
Poor old person in front of me ain't got it.
Was anybody looking at you crazy while you was out there coughing?
Yeah, some of, but I wasn't the only one coughing in there, so.
Y'all sharing it then. It's all good.
Yeah, I guess. They need to just like close it down, man. Just like close it down and be like, hey, people be all right for a week. All this stuff going for shit, you'll be all right for a week. I think they should just maybe open it one day a week or something. Have it just a little bit more orderly like that. You
open that motherfucker one day a week, it's all hell is going. You think Black Friday was a thing, and people go crazy over shit that's not essential. You open it one day a week when people are already tripping and they have plenty of access. Oh man, that'll be natural selection in itself. It's people will die.
I guess, like the guy said, I mean, if you get these people been telling us about this for about 3 weeks now. I mean, I'm sure when you go to, I've seen everybody's basket is full.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. I don't know why they keep coming back to get more.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay home and cook the stuff that you got in the freezer, and this eating out, having the restaurants just take out. I mean, I know I've worked in restaurants before. Man, I wouldn't trust that at all. You don't know who back there cooking that food, coughing, and because he can't stay home from work.
Yeah.
He got to go to work.
Yeah, people in the front, they got the mask.
They're gonna try to push it in their kitchen, man. Huh?
I said the people in the front got the mask on and shit, but whoever in the back, you don't know what they working with. So.
Yeah, you don't even know what they working with, and in the back, and they trying to catch their hours. They're trying to get their hours and stuff. You don't know what they working with, and you don't know how long them to-go boxes been sitting on the floor and on top of dusty shelves and just. I just wouldn't trust it. Them to-go boxes don't go through the dish pit. Yeah. Yeah. So. They don't go through the sanitizer water and stuff like that he got what a dish would have. Yeah. I tell you that much too. This coronavirus had made me go out there. You know, I ain't used to cooking, so I was like, oh man, I really don't have no pots. We gonna give me some pots, man. Maybe try to go get some pots, man, so I could start staying home and cook.
Okay. You know, so what you cook good since you went and got you some pots?
Soup.
Oh man, look, you supposed to have one of them specials. You know, I wanna, you gotta you gotta whip up something special and tell us about it.
I wasn't trying to break up all my nails.
Okay. And Corona don't take them.
They got to turn around and wash all the dishes and stuff. No.
Terrible. I can't believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
well, that's all I have to say.
Well, I'm glad you feeling better. I'm glad you got the medicine and things like that. But
yeah, that medicine it really does help. You know that cough medicine, the steroid and the Azrizumax or whatever that stuff is. I think that's a combination I'm on. So.
Well, I appreciate it, and like I say, I'm glad to hear from you. And like I say, we'll talk about some of those other issues later as this thing blows over. But one step at a time. Get fully healthy first, and then we go from there.
Yeah, I gotta get healthy first. All righty then.
All right, you have a good afternoon.
All right, well, check y'all later. All right, bye.
All right, we're gonna take this. This will be our last call for the evening. We're gonna wind it down. I got a couple of things I gotta take care of. And yes, we will still have our den at 9 tonight, so make sure y'all are there. We're just bringing back some day den action too. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this afternoon?
Hey, it's Belle. How are you?
Doing well, Miss Belle. How are you this afternoon?
Finally got that doctor's appointment. I get my antibiotics in the morning.
Okay, good.
And my doctor said since all this is going on, I get to go in with the 65s and over, even though I'm not that age. They said, don't let them give you any crap. You have your immune system's not good. I said, well, I'll wear a mask anyway. So I was reading something, and I don't know if I think it was you that posted that they're having martial law in some places that you have to be under curfew.
Yeah, I forgot where I saw, but there's a couple of areas that they were trying to have a little bit of a curfew. And I don't know if it was just because of the spring break thing or what it was. I don't remember if it was Miami or not. But like I said, I know a lot of places have kind of cut the late night travel and trying to keep things under wraps. But I'd have to go back and see exactly where that was.
Well, that definitely kind of makes sense considering the fact. I mean, in some ways, yeah, you're right. It is a regular flu if you don't have a compromised immune system. But if you've got anything that's underlying, they're saying that this is where it's deadly. So, yeah, Rob just said, yeah, if you're already compromised, you definitely need to take it seriously. But, it's sad because I can't even go visit loved ones because all my family is older. But I'm making phone calls. That's another thing, too. If you're home, call a friend or a neighbor that you haven't talked to in a while because, most people aren't used to being like cabin fevered and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Most people aren't. But I think some people are getting very creative with some of their interactions. And, I've seen how they've been doing in Italy. I don't think we're quite on that level here in America, right? I don't think we're that neighborly. But, what have you seen anything interesting from people having to stay home?
I'd like to hope to think that, because of the lockdown, men and women are actually forced to face their relationships. And you wouldn't think so, but, if you ain't got time for the side chick because you ain't out there, then you'd be dealing with what you got. Or, even the woman, the side hustle or whatever, it's the fact that if you're bunked in together because this is the way it is, then maybe some healthiness of either we stay or we go after this is done will work itself out too.
I wonder, they said China had an increase in divorces from people who've gotten over it, having to stay home with one another. So, they play by a different set of rules over there. So I'm wondering what will happen if people are really forced to stay home with their significant other for, multiple weeks, and the kids. Like you said, I hope some people can build. I think communication is important, but I think that we may see some numbers spike up a little bit too. I just feel like
I don't disagree with
that.
that. It's going to test any family or any couple on any level. But that's also the time to kind of do the spring cleaning and get the bats out of the belfry and get the honeydew list down to minimal. And I kind of hope, and I'd like to hope and think, this is me always trying to be positive, that it will put people on a better level of communication rather than, just hit and miss with these text messages. Now you actually can talk to that person in real life.
Yeah. I don't know, people going to be in the same room still texting each other around the corner. People I don't know, we live in a weird generation. But I hope that would come back. I hope that would bring direct communication back. I hope that people would interact again. But it's going to be interesting to see what ultimately happens. I think that, but I agree. Just clean up, take precautions, just try to capitalize on the things that you can. Because I think if you just sit around, if people just spend their whole days watching Netflix and only watching television and shit like that, they're going to come out of this situation a lot worse off. And not even if they don't contract, the corona or anything, I think they're going to be a lot worse off physically. I think they're going to be worse off mentally. I think you got to stay busy, and you got to find a way to upgrade, even though there may be limitations.
Yeah, it's sad when you're going through this. You'd think that you try to want to have a healthy outcome, but it doesn't always work with relationships when you get too stressed out, or when your relationship was on the edge as it was, and forcing everybody together doesn't make it right. So, question, do you have a thought for a topic for tonight?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna put it out just yet because I'm debating between like three things, and just depending on how the rest of the day plays out, I'll probably put out maybe about 7 o'clock Central Time, and we'll see exactly what direction it goes in.
And I will say this: they have shut down the what is it called? The financial package, the relief package. They've shut it down.
The little stimulus thing that they were doing.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
3 times in the last 2 days in the Senate has knocked it right off. So it's just going to be they keep trying to redo it and make it right. So
do you think that both sides need to just kind of give some leeway so this can get out to the people? Do you think that the Democrats are right by wanting to add more? What was it they said? They called it worker protections and some other things. Do you think that it should just what should be the most expeditious thing? Like what do you think should happen?
Well, I think that there was talk about like healthy companies that were in healthy standings before all this flu stuff went down. I think that they should get the stimulus packages because the fact is that, to me, it's like them going through a natural disaster like a hurricane or a snowstorm or whatever. It wasn't any fault of their own that their businesses went out, but it is being completely affected. Now, I'm not saying that the average person, we can all use a stimulus package, but, is it truly right thing to do? I don't really know about that. I mean, but you've got a lot of situations where, waiters and waitresses aren't working in the restaurants anymore, but they're trying to switch them over to be delivery drivers. Mm-hmm. So there are still jobs out there. There just may not be what you want, but there is still things out there. I'm not saying it's not harder to find, but it sort of is what it is. And I would suggest too. My son did some grocery shopping for me yesterday, and he was out at Wally World at like 5 in the afternoon, and he came home with Italian bread from the bakery and French bread because there was not one stitch of sliced bread on the shelves.
That is wild.
So, yeah, there's still, that's the thing, though, is going early in the morning. It's like going to a market. You got to make sure you get it before it's out.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is if people keep stocking up like this, they're going to run out of money to be stocking up all the time. They're going to keep filling those shelves back up. So it'll balance out at some point.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they're selling things that normally weren't moving as well. And I think sometimes people are buying because of lack of other options. Like I said, a couple of times that I've been there, everything has been, for the most part, available. The paper towel toilet tissue thing has been crazy. But like I said, I've been finding alternative means of obtaining toilet paper. It's very odd, I guess, now that that's a commodity. And it's not, I guess at this point it's just having some just in case to being prepared. But I'm not sitting on like a fucking 8-month supply of toilet paper. But, it's just like, people are crazy. I might as well just grab this little extra bit just in case, especially if it's free. I think I've been having more trouble finding paper towels than I have with the issues with toilet paper. But,
yeah, my son said the same thing.
Yeah, but I pulled a finagled a maneuver and got some from a CVS that I think I probably wasn't supposed to be able to buy, but hey, she sold it to me, so it is what it is. So like I say, man, it's just crazy. But I think everything. I don't think everything is going to bounce back. I think there's going to be a lot of people. I think there's going to be I won't say a lot of devastation, like it's damage, but I think there will be a lot more people who are going to be struggling after this whole thing is over. Not just, like I say, from the sickness, but I think more so financially. When it's all said and done, I think there's going to be a lot of jobs that were available prior to this that won't be available. And you have, again, plenty of time, especially if you're going to be, on lockdown. I've heard people say, till next month. I've heard some projections of, 8 to 12 months. And so my thing is, if you have this amount of time and you're going to sit there and be watching shit anyway, you should definitely be developing some skills in something and really be going all in, because what you were doing beforehand, especially if it's unskilled labor or some type of unskilled work, it more than likely will be a significant decrease in those opportunities whenever, this is said and done.
Yep, which is one of the reasons they really need vocational schools, so people have a skilled trade to be certified at. But the other thing is, too, I just completely forgot. It's been one of those afternoons. It's not a senior moment, so don't even go there with that. With sinus infections, I get really foggy about figuring out what else I want to say. But, yeah, you're right on a lot of levels. Oh, this is what I was going to say. They were talking about was it 1912 that the Black Plague was around? There was a big, it was 1920, I think. It was the Black Plague or something.
I'm not sure the exact date when it took place. Well, I thought was the Black Plague one of the older ones? I thought that was more of a, I thought that was closer to like medieval times. Was it, maybe I might be mistaken it. I thought that was more of a
might have been like 1720 or something.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you got to remember, too, is after like a major catastrophe like this, most of the time there's a depression that follows.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is in 1929 we had the Great Depression, or was the start of the Great Depression?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure out financially what led up to that.
Yeah, but like I say, history repeats itself.
And that, yeah, exactly. Well, you know what they say is if you don't remember what happened, it tends to repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of predicted through a bunch of different crap, but it's just something to think about.
I agree. Like I say, it's a lot. And even before this whole thing happened, there were a few financial experts that I was kind of following that were projecting that, that they felt like in the early 2020 or the early 2020s that something was going to happen. So right now, I don't think this is necessarily, like I say, fully just an economic crash or a situation. This is, like I say, a result of the health situation and people not being able to go out. But I think there were some underlying issues that also made it a little bit worse than what it is, and I think some things are getting exposed. But again, I'm not a economics major, so I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I can explain it all. But I do feel like there are some ties, and I think that even after this is all said and done, there's going to be a lot of changes, and things are going to be a lot different.
Yeah, the couple of things that I've truly noticed to be wow is gas in my state is way below $2 a gallon.
Yes.
And they were saying that in one place in the United States, I think it was Kentucky, that they had it at 99 cents a gallon.
Oh, shit. Kentucky. Lucky.
Yeah. And the fact is one of the major U.S. commercial airliners, and I don't know if it was American Airlines or one of them, that for the first time in their 47-year history, they were carrying cargo rather than passengers.
Mm. Yeah.
So that tells you that, we're shifting into some changes. And, this is just my thought, looking about how everybody's treating this. If you guys want to know what socialized medicine is, we're kind of smack dab in an example of it. Because you have people with health insurance, you have people that still can't afford it even when they do have health insurance, people that can't afford it and don't have health insurance, and people who have enough money to take care of it. So as far as medically goes, this is that is socialized. But
Grace donated $5. Thank Professor Trill for the toilet paper.
So the other question
now
is,
we don't have to use our hands.
Like Monday through Friday, or just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or just as you know?
As long as this is a thing, I'm going to try to see if I can double up. So I'll try to do, as I go Monday through Friday in the evening dens. So I'm gonna try to do Monday through Friday in the daily dens, but still kind of keep the weekends off. And so we'll see. Like I say, I'll be shooting, maybe, I don't know if I was testing out the 1 o'clock, see how that works. Well, 1 o'clock my time. So it'll either be between noon my time or 1 o'clock my time. I'll have to see how that works. And then if it's all good, then we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'll let somebody else chat. I'm not sure how long you're going to be on today, but I know I came in towards the end today.
Yeah, I'm about to actually, wrap it up here shortly after this call.
Okay.
So you got to, usually, you get to start it off, but today you get to close it out.
Haven't done that in a long time. All right, well, I'll see you guys all back in the den later tonight, and hope you guys have a great afternoon.
All right, you too, Miss Bell. I appreciate the call, and the bell is rung, and I guess we're out of session.
Class dismissed.
Yeah, class dismissed today. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Miss Bell, and it's good to hear from you. And hope you get your medicine timely without too much, too much interference.
All right. We'll talk tonight.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. I've been fucking up the whole good afternoon thing all day. So, thank you, Miss Grace. I appreciate the love, and shout out to Professor Trill. Yes. Working not so fuck that, fuck Professor Trill, because his job has gotten easier. Like he said, he ain't got to worry about traffic. His job has gotten easier, so he ain't getting no extra credit. Continue working, Professor Trill. Continue doing what you're doing, because your job has gotten easier to distribute the toilet papers and the necessary toiletries. I ain't giving him no extra credit. God damn it, shit. He ain't. I've noticed his road rage has decreased slightly. The other day we were on the Discord, man, and it was funny because Professor Trill was in a regular vehicle driving, and I've never met Professor Trill, right? We've had lots of conversations, but every time I imagine I'm talking to Professor Trill, I'll take these off, that I see him driving the truck. I've seen the truck, you know what I'm saying? So I imagine him driving the trucks, right? You know what I'm saying? But to hear him say that he's in a regular passenger vehicle, SUV. Looks like I put all the business out there. It just seemed awkward to be having a conversation with Professor Trill and to think this nigga's in a regular car right now. So there's that. Like I say, let me see what time it is. Oh yeah, let me get ready to slide down. So we'll be back at 9 p.m. Central tonight, regular den time. But like I say, with the day dens, like I said, I didn't really make too big of an announcement. I kind of threw it out there to see, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really make too big of an announcement. Like I said, I was going to see how it rock. Like I said, but I know more people staying at home, and those who are at work. I know a lot of people have requested the day den, so I figured why not try to take advantage of these times right now to try to, you know, maybe stimulate a little bit more conversation, have a little bit more entertainment for those of you who may be, you know, dealing with some things, or may just be at home a little bit bored and want to talk. And I think the den is a great community for those who just need to have some conversation. So, you know, the lines are always open. But with that being said, I'm for the chunk up a deuce. I'm actually cook something to eat real quick, and then I've set a challenge for myself. I got 3 things to accomplish when this is all said and done. And I actually just found out another opportunity. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to see if I can push myself to the limit here. But with that being said, like I said, I'm trying to produce. Look who shows in late on Colored People Time. You've been hanging around the blacks too much, Heidi. But Chuck Produce, man, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Again, it is an honor. It is a privilege. And most of all, it is my pleasure. Y'all take care of yourselves out there, whether you got corona fears, whether you don't have any corona cares whatsoever. You know, do what you feel like is most sensible, but protect yourself, because there are wild people in these streets passing on the coronas. And a lot of them are of a particular demographic. I'm not going to say it because I like my YouTube channel. Let me get out of here before I start talking real crazy. I'm gone. I love y'all. I'm out.